But my god, this Commisar Lord, one tough bastard. You can see he's got the Bionic Eye upgrade. He's got Stubbornness. But, yeah, he's being a little bit stubborn here. You can see now using his Stubbornness, which, of course, heals him depending on the number of squads around him, to just kind of regen a little bit there. Looking pretty good after all. And now these guys are going to kind of tag in here. And you can see that the Heretics have taken a lot of damage. Chaos Space Marine's a little wounded here. And we do have a second squad of Chaos Space Marines here. But getting repaired. The Chimera doing a terrible damage here. And all of these guys are going to have to back away here. The autocannon's going to fire for maybe a second or two before it is completely obscured from my vision by the scenery here. But anyhow, so going to have to get away. Once again, score going back 2-1 right now. Frost is up 275 to 236. And yeah, so Caeltos is going to have to push back up, but he's been doing a terrific job just kind of embodying the essence of Nurgle, just kind of poisoning and corrupting and spewing and just doing terrible things to all these nice squishy little gentlemen here for the Imperium. We can see a Manticore coming out right now. First nice looking big tier 2 unit about to pop on out there. I mean, other than the Chimera, of course, but some nice big healthy ranged artillery and whatnot. So we do have, by the way, 2 Chaos Havocs right now. One of them does have the Mark of Tzeentch, so he does actually have a last cannon out there. He is tired enough with apparently the ineffectiveness of the autocannon. Although to be fair, he never had too many direct lines of fire on it. But again, it's sort of a soft counter to vehicles. But the Mark of Tzeentch, however, you can see he's got that right in his sights. Zot! There goes maybe about a quarter of the hit points there in one shot. Kind of charging up for another shot there, but I think he's going to be able to get out of there in time. But a little bit of skirmishing on the side. Plague Champion again, off by his lonesome. Forever alone, Plague Champion. Going to be just kind of capping that center victory point. Very important right now because it is 2-0. Mark of Tzeentch, Chaos Havocs here, just kind of plucking away at any unlucky guardsmen they can get in their sights. Not terribly effective, but we can see Manticore shots come down here, which are nice and effective, forcing these Chaos Havocs to have to retreat, of course. Manticore being beautiful when used against stationary targets. And these poor Chaos Havocs here are just going to have to retreat as well. You can see that all of these guardsmen have been upgraded pretty fully, by the way. These are 2 12 out of 12 squads. Well, 8 out of 12. You know, they're reinforcing right now. But meaning they have Commissars and Plasma Guns and all that sort of thing. You can see that the Chaos Lord, sorry, the Plague Champion, all these words just pop out of me. Dropping the Noxious Cloud on the ground this time. Doing a little bit of damage. I definitely saw a dropped Plasma Rifle there. But having learned his lesson from last time, Frost very quickly deployed all of his gentlemen inside of his little Chimera there. So, yeah, man, everybody's going to have to resupply here, but let's take a look at the score. Again, 275 to 151, 2-0. Caeltos needs to do something if he wants to stay in this game. Again, 2 really top players here. I love seeing the Commisar Lord, and frankly, I'm just refreshed to see the Plague Champion. Honestly, I think he's very effective against Imperial Guard. I'd like to see more of that, but, you know, you don't always get to choose your hero. I mean, like, if it's a tournament, of course you do. But when you're just playing the ladder, you know, you just kind of get who you get. So, the Chaos Heretics up here with their shiny little grenade launchers moving on out, definitely going for that victory point. And we can see double squads of Chaos Space Marines. Again, these guys are 4 out of 4 upgraded with a champion there. Capping away in the center. And these Mark of Tzeentch Hellfire bolts here just kind of ripping into the Commisar Lord. Look at how quickly his hit points go down. Look how quickly everything goes down. Oh my god, Commisar Lord. But he is so stubborn. Look how stubborn that guy is. Just regenerating like mad. Look how fast his hit points come up right there. Really pretty brutal there. Unfortunately, these guys retreated. I'm not really sure why they did that. That may have been a misclick, or you never know. You never know exactly what the battle looks like purely from the perspective of one player, so I can hardly question it. But now we see a Blood Crusher coming out in the field, and a Blood Crusher is just what the Doctor ordered. As you will notice, Frost has no real anti-vehicles out there. He's got a very vulnerable Manticore, which happens to be firing right now on these stationary gentlemen, trying to cap this point. Manticores, of course, being beautiful at taking care of business like that. And no, these poor little Chaos Heretics here are just being bulldozed, just being zotted like crazy. Killed in transit here after having capped their precious victory point, and it looks like the Commisar Lord, sword way over his head, is just going to charge on up there and hit that victory point with his sword a little bit. Once again, Plague Champion continuing to just do some nice looking damage over here. The Zot instantly wrecking that one generator. We've got the Chimera deploying towards the middle here. And there we go. So it's currently 1-1 rather. Building generators as this is happening, but taking way too much damage. Even just a heavy bolter from the front of the Manticore, which usually doesn't come into play that much, given that the Manticore is one of the weakest vehicles out there. 275 hit points. Very low. By comparison, the Chimera. Ooh, Chimera, I just heard it. Chimera, that is the rat-a-tat-tat of the Chaos Havocs with the autocannon. And here is some a close look here at at autocannon havocs versus a Chimera. Look at that Chimera being double repaired though. Taking as much repairs, and you can see these guys almost have. They do have it. They do have it. The autocannon could sit there point blank. Thankfully, there was some little traffic obstructions there, and actually take that out. And now we can see beautiful follow up by having the flank by the Blood Crusher. Yeah, man, those guys really sat there and just kind of stared them down. Did a lot of damage there, wrecking that Chimera. So now we've got the Manticore, which has been, once again, relegated all the way back to the front doorstep. Again, it's a small map, so that usually doesn't matter. It's got nearly infinite range. We do have some Ogren squads coming out. Ogren squad's a really questionable purchase at this point in the game right now, given the fact that there are double Tzeentch upgraded Chaos Space Marines here, which is always good against heavy armor. So, whoa, 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 really, really ambitious looking. Oh, yes, and using his charge. Check out this Bloodletter. This, Blood Crusher really wants to go for this Manticore. Oh, my God, just charging in there. Let's get a look at this epic action here. Although, what do we have? We have a Last Cannon setting up right behind him right now. The Last Cannon takes his first shot. Blood Crusher getting so low. Oh, my God, Blood Crusher getting the Manticore, and the Manticore gets away at just a sliver of health. And these massive 24-man repair squad comes on over just to change the tires and replace the windshield wipers and whatnot. So that's looking pretty good there. But that was a close gamble. It definitely would have been worth it if you could take it out. And as you can see, Caeltos, not even hesitating, is just going to buy another Blood Crusher there. So capping the top with the Plague Champion. Bottom is under control right now. Again, Chaos Havoc setting up behind some nice green cover here. Just going to stand there and take control of the situation. Last Cannon here to deal with any sort of pesky extra Chimeras that come out. Perhaps, I guess, just kind of covering in general. Good looking control there. Ooh, Power Fist up right now. You can see he's going to be waving around his awesome looking Power Fist for the rest of this game here. Definitely, and a little, is that a Melta pistol? No, that's just a little bolter pistol. But anyhow, Power Fist, really good against vehicles in particular, so we're going to see some of that for sure. And here come those double Tzeentch upgraded Chaos Space Marines again with their Hellfire bolts. You can see just kind of pounding away at these poor guardsmen here. Taking a lot of casualties. However, there are just a ton of guardsmen there. And these guys are just kind of trying their best to ignore the Commisar Lord, who is instead just going to charge on in, do some punches, but no. Oh, could it be? Yes, we have the Blood Crusher just wailing away at this guy. And a Blood Crusher, he just kind of charged right on through there. Oh, well, looks like we had some shots coming in there. But Blood Crusher right now taking some Plasma Bolts, taking some Power Fist strikes. Oh, and the Ogrens now. The Ogrens getting in on the action as well, slamming into that gentleman. You can see they have been upgraded to their 4th member. They can go bonehead crazy if they want to and charge after them, which they are. They're just going to hack away. You can see great use of the Chaos Heretics right now, just worshipping, covering that guy's retreat, giving him a little bit of, oh, yes, and a little bit of touch of Nurgle on top of the Chaos Heretics as well. Prompting the ever so popular "Come at me, bro" from the Chaos player there. But you can see just one of them went off, but a little bit of bonus healing, no problem at all. And now the inevitable counterattack from the Tzeentch upgraded Chaos Space Marines. These Ogrens really have to look out for that jazz. More towards the middle, we've got the Last Cannon team just kind of chilling around here. These guys, I think, are perfectly deployed right there, ready to take anything that comes at them. Blood Crusher looking kind of bad. We have a nice use of the Flare there. At this point in the game, the Commisar can pretty much use his off-map Basilisk Flare whenever he wants. It usually just kind of reduces the range of troops, but it also happens to look conveniently exactly like a Manticore Barrage. So for you Company of Heroes fans out there, it's just like faking faking anything else out there by dropping some flares or smoke or whatever else like that. So anyhow. Taking a look more towards the middle, we can see another good use. Always be worshipping with your Chaos Heretics. Like, if they have nothing to do, always worship with them if there's stuff around them that could benefit from it. Especially even if you just have Tzeentch, you can always just sit there and worship and make your guys invisible. So anyhow, you can see that the Chaos, yes, the Blood Crusher, using his little charge there, knocking back these Ogrens, buying some precious time for all these Chaos Space Marines just to focus them. And you can see those Hellfire bolts combined with the autocannon as well, wrecking into them. But it took surprisingly a few model casualties there. Looks like they lost maybe their little bionically upgraded guy. Can't quite tell. No, he's in the front still, so that's okay. But they did lose one model there. Blood Crusher looking a little bit overextended here, but coming around for a flank perhaps on top of this Chimera right now. We have a second Blood Crusher. Oh no, he canceled it. Okay, maybe he didn't want a second Blood Crusher there. But maybe anticipating his first Blood Crusher going down. We can see some more Manticore shots landing in the middle right now. The score is getting quite close, by the way. 67 points for Caeltos right now with a single victory point, and 112 points right now for Frost with 2 victory points. So he's got to be careful. This is getting very close indeed. Pouring a whole lot of fire into these guys, and just check out, when these guys stand still and do nothing else, again, Nice looking worship there. When they stand still and do nothing but pour fire into a squad of guardsmen, they do a lot of damage. And we have Plague Marines coming out on the field right now for Caeltos as well. So again, Plague Marines go very well with any sort of touch of Nurgle stuff, any sort of Nurgly activities whatsoever, because when they die, they do pop and heal and do damage. Very useful indeed. Looks like now that is definitely a flare coming down on the field right now. Gonna just kind of reduce the range a little bit. We can see, looks like we had a little bit of Violence discharge back there, just kind of slowing those troops down in the meantime. And what are you doing, Mr. Commisar? Mr. Commisar, your shield has just run out, and no, the Blood Crusher takes out the Commisar in the middle of all this. Frost just says, screw it, let's nuke the whole place from orbit, and takes fire on all of this position here with his Manticore. And no, the poor worshipping heretics were taken out in the middle of all that too. That, I believe, is the first squad loss for Caeltos. So congratulations there. That's always good. Unfortunately, there's a very high... Ooh. I'm not even going to finish that thought. I just like the fact that he walked by and knocked that thing off of that thing, because that looks pretty cool. So more towards the center, we can see that the Ogryns just kind of hanging out here. Again, Ogryns are an interesting choice, but they've yet to really be punished by those by the Tzeentch upgraded Chaos Space Marines. Here we have the Plague Marines again coming in. Beautiful looking charge by that Blood Crusher, making a wonderful first impression amongst all of those gentlemen. Unfortunately, he's not really being too well supported, having to deal with these Ogryns, but great looking roar right there. Just going to kind of make his exit. You can see the Plague Marines coming in, taking a missile shot right now at the Chimera. But again, no, you shouldn't still be here. What are you doing, Blood Crusher? Blood Crusher goes down to Ogryn Focus Fire. It looks like the Chaos Space Marines finally showing up on the battlefield right now. And the Plague Marines, again, just kind of hanging out in the middle. No one really wants to get too up and close and personal. And we have another Noxious Cloud. Noxious Cloud being cast by the Plague Champion. But of course, everybody just takes solace in their little Chimera there. Once again, Manticore Barrage just wrecking into these guys. You can see they're getting simultaneously damaged and healed by that shot as they lost a model. And were healed by their little Plague Champion-y effects. Again, autocannon squad down here, bravely displaying inertia, just refusing to do anything whatsoever. Just going to stand here and take control of the situation. Perfectly fine, in my opinion. But it looks like, after much trying, the Plague Marines are just going to be able to cap this point. We can see up in the north, however, the Plague Champion is trying, but he's never going to get it. Plague Champion, you have to be more careful. You are so precious. And he's just barely rich. Oh, and a couple of plasma bolts to the back. And our stinky little fly-covered friend here, he's down for the count for the time being. It looks like the Guardsmen. So many people like to think I actually confuse those units. I don't, man. I'm just tongue-tied. And we can see a nice little flare there again. Kind of confused. Yeah, I think he realized that was a flare that time and just kind of backed away. You can actually tell it's a flare because it's got little sparkly things that pop out of it. Little sparkly things, indeed. That's the technical term. We can see here more towards the center, this heavy weapons team, this last cannon team. Oh, sorry, no, it is actually an autocannon team that has been set up here. Is trying to cap this point. Unfortunately, the gentleman with the autocannon is doing the capping there, so really it's just 3 guys with last guns, last rifles, laser rifles firing away here. So again, points getting so close here, but it's just 1 point right now for Frost, by the way. Frost only controls the northern victory point. It's 10 to 56 points right now. He's got to control anything else, and you can see there was a massive charge down here by the Ogryns. Ogryns are just going to stand and take it. They need to cap this point, but no, never mind. The Ogryns are going to be instantly distracted by insignificant bloodletters and run off and not cap the point. But you can see it is still 1-0 right now. Frost sitting at 10 points right now. Caeltos ticking down to 45 points. Frost needs to do something, but unfortunately all of Chaos has just reared its ugly head at the bottom. Caeltos is tied 1-1 right now, 45 to 10 points. He does own the center. He does not own the bottom, and the bottom is apparently going to be where this game is decided right now because there is no time left whatsoever. We can see these Ogryns are just trying their best. They're slugging away here, but they're never going to have enough time. You can see that the bloodletters here are doing tons of damage. Autocannon continue to fire at all of these gentlemen here. Just 2 Ogryns left, and we can see, some more bloodletters coming in indeed. Just hacking and slashing away, doing a ton of damage here, and I think that is going to end Frost's control over the battlefield here. This victory point is going to be captured unless he has any other way. You can see he's sending in, it looks like he's sending in his autocannon team. They're not going to be able to do it. Nothing else is going to get capped. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be the end of this game here. He's going to cap it. Come on, Caeltos. Some nice little incidental fire going on here. But I think, Noxious Cloud! Chasing away the entire army, and you can see how brutal that is. So, anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this replay. Once again, I'm Harlequin. If you like this stuff, feel free to subscribe, stop by my threads, follow me on Twitter, all that sort of fun stuff. And Caeltos saying, man, sick game indeed. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Talk to you next time.